Welcome to the Parlay Studios. This is Homestand NBA. I'm Noor Zainab. Next to the J Unit, Jelani, Goodridge-Reid, and Justin Pooni. Today's show, we're going to break down the Raptors' loss to Philly, which resulted in them going on a 6-game losing streak. They haven't gone on something like that in the past 10 years.
Wow.
So this is obviously a monumental, depressing moment for the city of Toronto. Pain.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy?
You
know what's crazy? After that tonight, the Raptors face off against the Knicks, who are currently on an 8-game winning streak. We are on a 6-game losing streak. So tonight, one streak.
Something's got to give.
Either both streaks end tonight or both streaks continue. Either the Knicks win and they continue that 8-game winning streak, or the Raptors lose and they continue that losing streak. But if they somehow win, there's the end to the losing streak, and there's the end to the Knicks winning streak as well. But they played last night against the Warriors. Won that massively, heavily. It was definitely without Steph Curry.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was without Steph Curry, but the factor is they were at home, and tonight they will be home as well on a back-to-back at the Mecca. After destroying the Warriors like that, I think they're going to be coming through with momentum. I feel bad for the Warriors. Sorry, but for the Raptors, Warriors too. They completely lost last night, but for the Raptors especially. But let's rewind back a little bit. We lost to Philly, went into OT. Siakam had a fantastic night against them, right? 39 points, I believe. 38 points, sorry. He had 15 rebounds. Only 2 other Raptors scored over 10 points.
Yeah, and I think he had like
13.
6 assists as well.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he was helping out quite a bit. So what do you guys take of that loss? Like, do you think it's a good loss? Like, they showed some effort in it, or it tells you that Siakam needs more help?
I think it's just another indication that this team and this... the squad, the talent level. We talked about the last couple weeks, man.
It's not there right now.
It takes a Herculean effort from Pascal Siakam, and they still lose, right?
Yeah.
And I think when you look at this team, again, I know you guys are bigger fans than I am. I'm more just an observer, a realist, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not a hater. That's very hurtful. But when I look at this team play, right, it just looks like they're in this weird rut. Or like
something is missing.
There's something missing.
It's not the same team.
And to me, I don't know if it's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe there's like some dissension in the locker room or something like that. I'm not going to speculate on that, but it just looks like these guys aren't now. When you're losing 6 games in a row, it's not going to be fun anyway. But even before that, too, it just looked like this team wasn't together. We always talk about how great the chemistry's been with the Raptors teams before. Yeah. It just looks like the chemistry is not there, and there's something, I don't know what it is, but it's something missing with this team that you need that constant, that brotherhood.
And it's just not there.
Yeah, and especially in tight games that they've been in, right? That brotherhood, that trust factor with everybody, that actually helps you win these close games, and they just don't have that right now.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in how the season has gone so far. Yes, you could point to injuries, derailing the season so far, but like Justin said, it's something in that locker room probably, because you're seeing it go on the court as well. Like on the court, there's just not the same level of energy on both sides of the ball, especially defensively. I'm not seeing it at all. It's not the same Nick Nurse team, right? And right now you're talking about a team that's struggling on the road. So when you're talking about that Philly game, right? Yeah. Yes, there were good stretches throughout the game. Siakam, he did his. He has been playing really well this year. I'll give it to him. Pascal, you're doing your thing. But he needs help. He cannot be doing this and having no support, on the floor, right? And when you're talking about the defense, that's what I was talking about last episode. I said the pick and roll. They hurt us in the pick and roll. Yeah. There were multiple stretches where we saw Harden and Milton use it, even with Harrell. They were using it with Harrell. We couldn't stop it. That was the problem. And then when you're talking about the fourth quarter, I think the fourth quarter, the Raptors have really struggled all year with the fourth quarter. Yeah. Okay? When you're talking about this game, it was tight. The Raptors did not show up when it mattered most. Why? You're talking about only 3 points in the final 4 minutes of regulation. That can't happen. Yeah. That just cannot happen. When you're talking about overtime, they could not score in overtime. They could not score in
The
overtime.
ball
That
wasn't even
cannot
Siakam's
happen.
hand in overtime.
No,
It made
it
no
wa-
sense
it
to
wasn't.
me. I'm
So-
like, he's the highest scoring dude on the team right now.
And it goes back to that chemistry continuity that's it's
No,
not
for
there.
sure. And you know what? Actually, I think piggybacking off of that too, what I think we're missing also massively in terms of the energy there is gonna be a playmaker. You need someone who can
That's
move
right.
the ball around. But on the other end, like you mentioned, Jelani, the defense has not been a factor for this Raptors team. This is Nick Nurse, who is a monster on defense. Just ask Steph Curry; he'll tell you all about the nightmare that he can put you through. But we haven't seen that intensity come through over the last few weeks, and it's actually super funny because Embiid had a comment after the game
did.
where they obviously won against the Raptors, where he said the Raptors don't really care about winning. All they want to do is shut down the other team's best player, and that's pretty much it. Well, that might be true, but even
Yeah.
that right now is not holding up to bat at all because we're not shutting anybody down.
We're not, and we're losing. We're losing a lot of games, close games. Can I give this to you right here? Okay, 9 games that the Raptors lost, 6 points or less. Philly, Brooklyn twice, Sacramento, Orlando, Boston, Atlanta, Dallas, Miami. Okay,
A
cool.
lot of
Those are a lot of contenders. So Embiid, he says this. Okay, you can take it as a shot at the Raptors. You know, the little beef between Philly and Toronto. Cool, but I kind of get what he's saying because at the end of the day, NBA fans, you know, Raptors fans alike, they understand when you play Toronto, what do they want to do? They want to terrorize you with that 6'9", Vision 6'9". They want to terrorize you with that defense, right? And obviously the objective of any team is to shut down the other team's best player, of
Exactly.
course. But I do find that sometimes the Raptors really, really want to prove it to you that, you know what, and that's Nurse. Nurse really wants to prove his game plan.
My
will
defensive scheme is a-
he will shut you down. That's what he wants to prove. And that is where, yeah, you could say, well, do the Raptors really want to win these games? Of course they want to win. Yes, we know that. But I think the scheme, trying to make the scheme be at the forefront, I kind of get what Embiid's saying here.
I think so too. You know what? I got a question for you, Justin, because I
Yeah.
think what the Raptors lost when they lost their assistant coaches and Sergio and Chris Finch was
That's a very
offense,
good point.
right?
That is
Like
a
I
very
think
good
that
point.
to me was the downhill of
No one's
everything.
talking about
That
that.
started everything going downhill, right? Like you had Nick Nurse there, who obviously, like we said before, he is the defensive nightmare, but he was able to be evened out with those guys who were
Right.
supposed to be offensive pieces. How much does that hurt the Raptors?
It does because, like, you look at Earl Watson, who was brought in to be, you know, he was brought in to work with young guards, right, and really develop it. Well, we haven't seen
And
any
he's
young
a
guards.
former head coach,
He's
too.
a former head coach. We
Suns.
haven't seen any development with the young guards. Now might be because Malachi never plays, or they don't really have any. They don't have any young guards to
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
But coaching is a very big aspect of it, and I think when I heard these Embiid comments, I'm like, well, that doesn't make kind of sense, doesn't it? Mean that, you know, isn't the whole objective to stop the other team's best
Yeah, of
player?
course.
But like you guys were mentioning,
You got to win the game too.
you got to win, but also Nick Nurse might start feeling himself too much. Be like, you know what? My defensive scheme is so great. It's so different. It's so much better than everybody else's.
Yeah, the
that-
ego is there.
The ego is there that, hey, we don't need offense. My defense will lead us there. But like we've seen this year, and where the NBA is going, you need shooting and you need offense because at the end of the day, you got to put the ball in the bucket. And the Raptors.
So we can
haven't done
safely say Vision 6'9", a wrap.
Hey,
We're
you-
done with
I've been-
it.
I,
It's
uh,
all
say-
right.
I
That's enough. All right.
envision Vision 6'9", not being around
Oh,
anymore.
bars.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, well, the Raptors
saying.
take on the Knicks tonight at the Mecca. Like we said, the Raptors are currently on a 6-game losing streak, whereas the Knicks are on an 8-game winning streak. RJ Barrett is averaging 22 points over the last 8 games, but they won everything. He's also averaging 6 rebounds and 2.5 dimes. On top of that, Jalen Brunson has been such a good addition to that
All-star.
team, where he's averaging 20 points, but he's also 49% from 3, which is massive for them in terms of
Huge.
shooting, right? And then Julius Randle, yes, he's on and off, he's inconsistent that way, but again, over the last 8 games, 25 points, leading the team with his offense. They also have Quentin Grimes. You also have Emmanuel Quickly. Like, they have a bunch of
Rose,
pieces
you know.
there. And like I said, I think the biggest factor there would be the fact that you played Warriors last night. You beat them crazily, and now you got the momentum on your side going into tonight. So the Raptors, do they win? Do they lose?
I will say this though, you just had a big win on national TV against the Golden State Warriors, defending champions. But could the Raptors actually be a trap game, like a letdown game?
Never
You
know.
had a big win. You know,
yeah.
your girl Ice Spice was in the building.
Emmanuel's going crazy. Emmanuel quickly acting like 2016 Steph Curry.
Exactly. I actually think the Raptors win this game.
Wow, Jelani?
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah.
but the shooting numbers. I say it every episode. I'm sorry, but it's there. It's just we shot 28% from downtown against Philadelphia.
Raptor fans, I'm with you tonight.
I think tonight the Knicks are playing really good basketball. I don't think this is gonna be an easy game for the Knicks, right? I do think they're gonna win though.
The Raptors always show up at MSG too.
They do. So that's why I expect it to be similar to that Sixers game. It's gonna be a close game. However, like I said, I gave you the list of names. You know, the teams that we've lost to.
Yeah.
You know, if it is a tight game in the fourth quarter, will you guys shoot the ball and show up in that area? Will it be Pascal? Will he get help? Okay, I do expect Pascal to put the ball in the hole, but will he get help? And also, real quick, the guard play has to be there. The guard play has to be there
No,
tonight
for
because
sure.
the Knicks guards are the reason why they're winning these games.
Jalen Brunson, in my opinion, Jalen Brunson is an all-star this
He
year.
is, and that was one of the better pickups in the offseason.
And everyone was clowning on it too.
And the thing, you know why? Because you always want the LeBrons, KDs, and free agency. You know, the big names.
But the Knicks knew what they were doing constructing that roster. and
For
really
once,
getting
the
them
Knicks
guys.
made a smart basketball.
Well, tonight the Knicks
So.
and the Raptors face off. We will see either both streaks continue, and for that I will not be here. I don't think I'm going
Do you
to
think
take
the
a sick
Raptors
day
win
on
tonight?
Thursday. No, I think I'm going to say no. And the reason why, like I said
Wow.
before, I think it's just because, well, I do think the Raptors, there should be a fire lit underneath them now. You're entering depressing territory. But I think on the other hand, like I said, the reason why I give the Knicks the edge here is because, like I said, back-to-back Mecca, beat the Warriors. Everything, I think, for an NBA team comes through momentum. And if they have the momentum on their side, I'm going to have to go with the Knicks. And we'll see if I'm right or if Justin's right, which is crazy.
I kinda hope Justin's right tonight.
I know. I
Hey,
never thought I'd be on this
hey,
end. That's
hey.
crazy. But like I said, we'll hopefully come around when the losing streak next time has ended, and we'll pray for that together. So see you next time on Homestand NBA.